look at some of the most significant stories in the Bible, some of our heroes of the faith, what you will find is a common theme. God saying go, them saying yes. Here's the thing, when you look at your story, when I look at mine, when I stop right where I'm at and I turn around and I look back over my life, the most significant, transformative, adventurous moments in my life have included those two things. God saying go and me saying yes. Never underestimate what's on the other side of your yes. When we join God in the path and the plan and the adventure that He is calling us to, there is so much in store for us. On October 2nd, 2011, Mission Church was born. It's a day that most of us will never forget. And on October 2nd, 2017, God revealed to us our first permanent location. 82 Stratford Drive, the future home of Mission Church.
We've been talking for a while now about our 5-year vision, this place in the future that we are believing God for. And it's hitting me even right now as I speak that I am sitting in the location where so much of this vision is going to become a reality. Finding a permanent location for Mission Church has been a lot like looking for a home for your family. One of the first things that we've thought about and have been thinking about for years is location, location, location. And as I sit in this building, if I were to exit out these doors and just stand there for an hour, I would see hundreds of cars driving by this building. And then like a home, like we've thought about size. Does this building satisfy our current needs? And does it also prepare us for growth in the near future? Because we're believing God for growth. And then lastly, we definitely thought about fiscal responsibility. What's a faith-filled decision that's going to stretch us as a church, but also give us as individuals and families the opportunity to be transformed through our generosity through this new permanent location.
It's been amazing to see the hand of God on this entire thing. For the past few months, as we've been putting all the finishing touches on this project, God has clearly gone before us. He really has. God has revealed to us, this is where I'm calling you to go. The question is, will we together as a church say yes? Will you? And will I, and will all of us say yes to God to go on this journey that we are calling Never the Same? As we've been thinking about what is a statement that kind of sums up what we believe is in the heart of God for our church, it's that statement that every single one of us in our church, 100% engagement, will go on this journey. We'll go on this adventure together of saying, God, we want you to use this incredible opportunity, this significant step in the history of our church to change us, to literally transform us, to transform our church, to use this, God, to transform the 10. And so as you might imagine, the question is, man, how are we going to pull this off? And I think that's a good question. But a question that's been moving me the most is not so much how we're going to get there, but what is God wanting to do in us in the process? And what I believe is that God is longing to bring about more transformation in your life and in mine than ever before. I think so much that God wants to do is to use this adventure, to use this big step, bold step, faith-filled step to change us more and more into His image. I believe God is more concerned, not so much with how we're going to get there, but who we're going to be once we do get there. Never the Same is a vision of transformation. Never the Same is a vision for you and I to be changed. It's to be shaped and molded. It's a vision for our church to be shaped and molded. It is a vision for the 10, our neighborhoods all around us that we love so much, that God might use this step to bring about impact and blessing and love and care for our neighbors.
Ultimately, when you boil it all down, the point of this building and this permanent home for Mission Church is to help the thousands of people in the 10 who don't know Jesus. It's to help them find Jesus Christ and to experience His love for the first time. And for thousands of other people some who have experienced Mission Church and some who haven't, who maybe know the love of Jesus. It's to help them follow him as they experience his love in deeper ways. And we just believe that that can be experienced, this finding and following Christ can be experienced when we gather, grow, and go as a church. And when we truly gather, grow, and go as a church, then a church just isn't transformed and a person isn't just transformed, but the 262,000 people in the 10 experience a movement of Jesus.
That's why 100% engagement is the primary goal of Never the Same. It's so that once we do get there, and once God works and provides and does all the different things that we believe he's going to do, that when that day happens, when grand opening happens, you and I can honestly say that, oh my goodness, our lives are different. Our families are different. The lives of our kids are different. God has used this significant step to change us. We've been looking forward to this day for a long time. We really have. And so what we're saying is we want 100% engagement. We want 100% of our church to go on this adventure together. I think the adventure will be a whole lot more fun and a whole lot more effective if all of us go on it together. And so we're asking you to ask God, how would you have us give in such a way that we'll never be the same? I can only imagine if 100% of us ask God. Secondly, believe. God, we're going to believe. As you begin to speak to us about the amount that you would have us faithfully give, we're going to believe that you're going to provide it. We're going to believe that you're the one that's going to come through in the clutch so that we can actually follow through. And thirdly, we're going to commit. God, we're going to commit. On the months where it might be more convenient to bail out, God, we are going to commit. That's the invitation. It's to join me and to join us in 100% engagement as we ask, as we believe, as we commit. And here's what I know about you. Mission Church, you are the kind of church and you're the kind of people, because I've been watching for the last 6.5 years, that when it's all on the line and when there is a significant step of faith and courage, those have been, and I believe this will be, the greatest of moments. Why? Because God is working in our lives and we are trusting him that together we are mission, and together God is going to write an incredible story through Never the Same. Would you engage? I believe that you will, and I'm excited to see God show up in our midst.